This channel supports St. Jude's Research Hospital for Children and is a part of their Play Live charity drive. For more information on how to join as well as how to donate, please head to the description and click the link at the top of it. Remember, any and all support is appreciated, so feel free to give and support in any way you can. Thank you for your participation.
What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and Sony has been very busy with their marketing over the last week or two, but not necessarily in the gaming category. Sorry, hiccup. Not necessarily in the gaming arena. Oddly enough, in the arena where they chastised Microsoft for, well, they didn't chastise them. They kind of poked fun a bit at Microsoft at the 2013 E3 press conference. Kind of touched on that sore spot and things like that, talking about how they're all about games and blah 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 blah. Even though they did like a significant section on this, I believe, at that E3 as well. So it's just kind of funny. But although I will say this, the MLB commercials, fucking fire. I love the MLB promotions. God damn it. I can't wait for the game. But that's a whole nother video. Anyway, so the promotion that they've been heavy on has been PlayStation Vue. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the commercials. Like, there was this one, I saw a new commercial tonight while watching a stream where this, guy's in his house, and all of a sudden he hears a noise, and it's the cable company rolling up on his house to come install cable in his house, which I find hilarious. So he panics, he climbs out his top floor window, jumps off the roof, and starts running. And then you see the guy from the cable company talking about, we have a runner, and they're chasing him down. And then you all of a sudden see this young black lady come out of a like manhole type thing. It's like, hey, follow me. And he jumps in there, and they go down this tunnel. And I guess she leads him towards the light, which is PlayStation Vue. Now, if you guys don't know what PlayStation Vue is, exactly what PlayStation Vue is, it's the thing that Sony said that they weren't about. Which, I guess, to be fair, technically is true. The PlayStation 4 is a gaming console first and foremost that also features these other things, and PlayStation Vue is one of those other things. It was something that they talked about, but I didn't think they pushed that much, especially when it first dropped. I think part of the reason why they didn't push it as much, however, is because the way it was established, it was sucky. You could only get it in, I think, 5 cities at the time that PlayStation Vue launched. It was like Philadelphia, Chicago, San Francisco. Actually, that might have been it. It was a very thin market, because I don't even think New York had it at launch. Maybe they got it a little while later, but yeah, it was a very thin launch. It wasn't anything to shout about. Pricing wasn't that great at the beginning, but now they've announced that they're in a ton of markets. PlayStation Vue has now hit, let's see, I forget exactly what it says, but I think it's over 130 markets or over 230 markets, including my market, the Washington D.C. area, which, it was kind of funny because when they first started talking about this and you like heard the idea, and then all of a sudden you heard like the markets that was in, it was like, well, what about D.C.? What about L.A.? What about Atlanta? These are major cities that are major television viewing markets. Although DC and Atlanta aren't as big as LA or New York, they're still significant. It's like you're ignoring significant markets with this thing. Now you're getting in these significant markets, although it's not as complete as it is in certain other markets, and I'll get to that in a little bit. What it is it's a streaming service for cable networks and some local networks. But again, get to that in a second. So you get several different packages offered to you. And it's funny because in the beginning, you kind of had the same packages, but they were more thin. They didn't have certain channels in those packages. You paid more in a lot of cases. Now the pricing for this thing is, I have to say, ridiculous. But basically, what you have are 3 tiers: the Access, Core, and Elite. Now, if you live in one of those markets that has the complete PlayStation Vue package, which means that if you're in like Philly, New York, San Francisco, I forget, there's 3 more, I believe, that they added to that mix. But if you're in one of those markets, you not only get like a certain amount of cable channels for each tier, but you also get live local broadcasts with that. Now, the kick is everybody else only gets the live cable network broadcast. They have yet to establish deals with the other markets. They said that they're negotiating with them, which is crazy that you have to negotiate with that. But at the same time, I kind of understand, since cable TV, the regular cable, the plug-in cable, controls the television market as it stands. So this is a new idea where they're trying to establish something that helps you unplug from your standard cable company. So with the Access, even as the slim package without the networks, you get 55 plus channels, and you get some good channels. Looking at this list, I mean, they have AMC, BT for those people who wants to watch the fucking ratchet shit. Cartoon Network's there, Bravo's there. You get Food Channel, ESPN 1 and 2, FX and FXX, which is cool. You get some of the music channels: TBS, TNT, True TV, USA. So I get to watch Raw, Oxygen, VH1. Those are just some of the channels. Nickelodeon. Those are just some of the channels. There's more. They also have Disney on there, which they didn't have before, and ESPN. ESPN and Disney weren't aboard when Vue first started. I think they were more in line with stuff like Sling and all of that. But that's for the Access, and then you come to the Core, which is 70 plus channels. Now, I'm forgetting this because this is important. Now, for the Access Slim, the 55 plus channels, it's $30 a month or $35 if you're in one of those areas that has the live local broadcast. For this Core Slim, it's $34.95, but I believe if you're in an area that has the channels, it's $45 or $49. I think it's like $5 more for each. But I'll try to remember to put links in the description to show you the proper pricing for those as well. But I believe it's only $5 to $10 more. In fact, now that I think of it, I think it's $10 more. So I think the Access would be $40 if you are able to access local broadcasts. I believe the Core would be $45 if you are able to access local broadcasts. And again, it's 70 plus channels. Stuff added along with some of the things that I named. You get 2 more ESPN channels. You get what else do you get with it? You get stuff like Sundance. You get the SEC channel. Wow. Okay. Interesting. It's like they add like extra to other stuff. Like you get extra MTV stuff. So they balloon it out a bit like cable kind of does, where it's like, yeah, you're getting extras channels, but it's like duplicates or secondary or third channels for the other big networks, because that's how regular cable TV does too. So that's cool. And then of course you have the Elite, which is $44.95, $44.99. if you don't have local, so that'll probably be like 55. With local, it's over 100 channels. That has Boomerang, which I think is cool. It has like damn near every BT you could think of. So BT Soul, if you want to just watch videos all day, boom, there you go. Same thing with MTV. It like expands that out to like MTV hits and jams and all that. Extra National Geographic channels. You same thing with the ESPNs. It's like the 4 ESPN channels. You get all types of like weird stuff like CMT Music. What's Clo? Never heard of that shit. Don't know what Chiller is. All these channels I've never even fucking heard of in my goddamn Tune Nick. There's a Tune Nick. Oddly enough, the Comcast Network sports channel is on this shit, which I find fucking hilarious. That Comcast would let them have one of their networks on this shit, saying that they're competition. But you know what? Comcast is probably making them pay out the ass to do that shit. So, hey, Comcast gonna get their money. They're gonna get their money regardless. IFC's on this shit. And you also get Machinima's channel, which I didn't know Machinima had their own TV channel. What? And you get something called Epic Hits. So, okay. Alright. But yeah, you get a bunch of channels with that. So, looking at it and thinking about those prices, they are cheaper. They are definitely cheaper than standard cable. Looking at what Comcast was trying to offer me, and this is part of the reason why I'm like thinking about just doing the trial at least for the week, because I mentioned this on Twitter. Comcast sent me an email, not an email, but a letter in the regular mail stating that they know that as a like loyal customer, I want to do what's right and pay my fair share for my internet. So instead of charging me $65 for my 150 down and my shitty up, like it's like 15-20 up, shitty, because it's Comcast. Comcast is not gonna let you have a good upload. They're not Verizon. They're fucking shitty, and I can't get Verizon in my area. But instead of charging me like $65 for that, they're gonna raise my fucking internet to $83 a month because they know I want to pay my fair share. Really? You that's your reasoning for raising my bill, is because you feel like I don't feel like I'm being fair, like I'm not, like I'm taking advantage of you? The fuck out of here. What the fuck you think? Who thinks they're taking advantage of a company by paying a decent price for their internet connection? Come the fuck on. And this is one of the reasons why all I have from Comcast is fucking internet, because they are fucking bullshit. And what's worse is, and this is why I think we in the DC area don't have the local channels yet for the Vue thing, because Comcast monopolizes this area. Anybody who lives in the DC area knows Comcast is a fucking monopoly around here. They're ridiculous with how like they control areas. Verizon has a presence, but it's kind of hard pressed to get Verizon in a lot of places, including the city of DC, because Comcast fucking runs things. And if it's not Comcast, then it's this other place called RNC or something, which is a horrible company. But Verizon, you know, like in my area, it can't get in. At least not in my the thing is, Comcast, and I'm sure this happens in a lot of other places, they broker deals, especially with apartment complexes. Unfortunately, they broker deals with my apartment complex. My apartment complex, pretty much my choices are DirecTV, which means I had to get satellite, which ain't gonna work because I live in a basement apartment. Fuck out of here. Or Comcast. So I'm stuck rocking a hard place. You know, if I could get Verizon internet, I would get Verizon internet. I think it would be much more worth it, but I can't. I fucking can't. And there's the dilemma, because it's like, okay, when they told me they're going to raise their prices, my first thing was, okay, let me see what you're offering. Like, maybe you'll offer me some better deal. And for a while, I think I saw like a good deal, but I was contemplating about getting it because to get like, it was a deal where I would pay pretty much the same as what I would pay the $83 for my internet. I would pay that for internet and cable TV. I would have to downgrade my internet, of course. I couldn't get the same internet connection that I have now. Instead of the 150, I would have to downgrade, cut it in half to 75, and then pay them $85 plus get I think it was 50 cable channels. Let me see. If I could find that fucking deal again. It was something to that effect. And yo, they don't have the deal no more. So that just shows how shitty Comcast is, because they got rid of that shit. And that's what Comcast do. Like, if you are a existing customer, you're not gonna get a good deal unless you threaten to cut ties with them. Then they'll kind of negotiate with you, but you're not gonna get a decent deal, because right here I see the best deal that they got available for me if I wanted to upgrade my system or change anything would be for $100 a month for 12 months. Mind you, this isn't permanently. This means after 12 months that shit's gonna kick off. I can get 50 megabytes internet, 140 channels, and a phone. I don't want the phone. I'm not gonna use the phone. 140 channels. One of the reasons why I got rid of cable is because I don't fucking watch TV like that. Like, I mostly watch streams. I'll stream content off of YouTube. Not YouTube. Well, yeah, YouTube too. Or I'll stream stuff off of Netflix for the most part. Because it's like, there are better shows on those. Fuck. Daredevil. I'm going to fucking stream the hell out of Daredevil. So for me, internet is pretty much the only thing I need. I don't need cable TV. But there are some things that I do watch, you know. And it's like, this is where stuff like Vue would kick in. For the $30 a month, I'll be able to watch sports on ESPN because I love my sports. Always do. I like to watch basketball on TNT. I like to watch AMC, Walking Dead, things like that. Cartoon Networks, love my cartoons, things like that. So it's like I can get with that, but here's where the Vue thing kind of gets crazy. Is because it all depends on what you pay for your internet too. Because like, say had I got that deal for $84 or whatever, okay, so I would have had slower internet, but I would have had, no, it was 40 channels now that I think of it. I would have had less channels, but I would have had, for slightly less money, the same thing, because that would have been 84, although I'm sure after contract it would have blew the fuck up, because that's the thing, they were offering contracts. Whereas if I go with the Vue thing and I slightly lower my internet, by the way, for me to lower my internet to 75, I'd pay $3 less than what they're gonna charge me now for my goddamn the fucking current internet. It's so fucking dumb, but that's like 30 plus 80. Let's say I keep my current internet. 30 plus 83. Yeah. So it's fucking. It makes it like yo, do I make this jump? Because even if I downgrade to the 75, guess what? 75 megabits on Comcast, they charge you $80 for that as an existing customer. Seriously, Comcast, this is how you treat people who've been around, paid their bills for years. It's fucking dumb. Such a horrible company. It's bad. It's like you have to weigh that. So I would suggest a lot of you look at what your internet costs are, and then if you want TV, think about how much you pay these cable companies, and then check Vue and see if it's worth it. Because the thing is with that, with Vue, you do need somewhat of a decent internet connection. You gonna, from what the articles I read, you probably gonna need at least 10 megabits per second. 25 to be optimal. By the way, Comcast is charging you $70 for 25, $80 for 75, $70 for 25, $83 for 150. Think about that math. Think about that goddamn bullshit math. Comcast, you sons of bitches. Fuck. If only they didn't monopolize this area. And that's exactly what they do, is they monopolize this goddamn fucking area. Jesus. Anyway, but yeah, so if you get good internet service at a good price and you want to couple it with this, look at these packages, it's probably more beneficial because, I mean, it has its limitations. Sure, you can only stream on one PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3 at a time. Although I believe if you have a PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, you can stream on both simultaneously. I'm not sure about that. Somebody please let me know if you know. So there's that limitation. There is a cloud DVR service on PlayStation Vue, but it only holds your files for like a month. So you have to make sure to watch your stuff within a month, or else it's going to delete whatever you DVR. And again, if you're in certain markets, you're not going to be able to get local channels, so you have to figure out how to draw local channels, try to find antennas and things like that. In my apartment, I can't pull all the local channels that well. I have to fiddle with this antenna that I got to get some signals at times. So it's one of those things that can be very, very beneficial. It could be sort of cost cutting, and it can help you cut the cord with the cable company, because one of the things about this is that not only is it a more affordable price for the TV portion, there's no contracts. So therefore, you're not contracted to stay. If you use it for a month, pay your $30, and you're just like, I don't want to fuck this with this shit no more. Boom, good, you're gone. And then if you want to come back, okay, boom, put in your information, okay, you're back. You can drop in and drop out anytime you want, which is something that most cable companies, for a good price, won't do. A lot of times, if you get introduced to these new prices for cable companies, you have to lock yourself in for a year or two. So it has its benefits, it has its flaws. I think by the time you guys see this video, I'll be starting the trial up, because they do offer a 7-day trial, so you can see how it works, see if it is compatible with your internet, fool around with it, see if you like it, and if you like it, hey, keep it. But I think I'll do it just to give a little overview, or at least my impressions of what it is, because if I could get myself back to getting some of the TV that I really like USA, ESPN, Cartoon Network, just the basics, and just $30, I'm comfortable with that. That would be fine. It may be not within my budget because Comcast want to raise their prices on everything, but it would be nice if it were in my budget. But anyway, as always, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.